Righto. There we go, sneaking out. Tommy top line, let's go. Righto, so yeah, you're looking at the mix window in Reason Studios here. Got all the channels. We got the rack view with all the instruments. And then finally the arrangement window. We'll start with the progression that inspired the song. Let's go down to Alright, so this is from a Julian Bradley jazz tutorial video. It's the one about 21 cool progressions or something like that, and it's literally the first one. And so it goes A flat major, F minor, G7 altered to C minor, and it just repeats that over and over. And I've built the song around that progression. And that chord there is just C minor again, but it's just played in fifths there at the end to give it a bit more variation. And it's pretty much that the entire song. There's a little variation on it, but in the verse section. So it's still the same chords, but it's just hitting that A flat major, F minor, A flat major again, F minor, G7, then to the C. So it's just kind of going back and forth between the first two chords for a second. That's for the first part of the verse, and then it goes back to the regular progression. That's a tricky little section I've put in there just to change up the progression before it goes into the second chorus. And what that's doing is it's finishing here on C minor, then it's playing it again, but then slipping down or moving that chord down 3 times, then doing a dominant chord before the F minor, then doing another dominant chord before the C minor. Just helps break up the monotony of the progression, just make it a bit more interesting. Help break things up. But I also learnt that from that same Julian Bradley video, which I will link. The bridge section is a bit different too. I think that's... I think it's all minor chords, and I just moved them around until I got something that sounded nice, so... Yeah, I'm not really sure of the mechanics of the bridge, because I sort of made this when I wasn't that great at theory. I just used my ear and just did what sounded best, but that's the bridge. It's completely different to the rest of the song. So let's go have a look at the drums. Start here in the last chorus. That's the drums. Firstly, we got a little vinyl sample. It's barely even audible, but it just makes it so there's a bit of a textured background that you're hearing. Then we've got a kick. Pretty large. That kick is all just audio placed in the arrangement window. Got an EQ here, just taking off some of the lows. And then I think I've got, oh yeah, there's an EQ just rolling off the top of that too. That's on the channel. We've got the snare. Again, on the channel EQ, we just got a bit of a boost. Yeah, that's kind of a low shelf boost, just trying to get some fatness out of that snare, just shaving off more of the high end. Again, I think that is just, it's a sample just placed in the arrangement window, yeah. part of the snare sound is gated reverb. That's dry. And that's with the reverb. All right, the hi-hat, it's got the triplet feel. It's just that one sample in a drum. And I'll tell you why I chose to do that like this rather than place it like I've done the other samples. It's because if you look at it, yeah, you can see that they're all different velocities and they all fall slightly off this 16T grid. It's not quantized. And that is because I actually got the groove for this from a MIDI file from Superior Drummer. And I'll show you that in a minute, but this has the feeling of a real drummer rather than me just placing it in the grid. It's the same with the kick and the snare as well. They're not on the grid. They follow that same groove. Which makes your electronic drums come alive and gives them a bit more character rather than sound robotic. This hi-hat, we've just sidechained the kick and the snare. It's ducking that quite a bit. Then we've got this break that makes up the sound. So that's just some kind of hip hop break that I've chopped up and arranged in the sequencer here. Again, that fits in with the MIDI groove that I've already talked about. It's all glued together in the same way. It all fits together with that same groove. We're just filtering out heaps of the sounds. I've got the Haas effect on it just to make it wide and get it out of the way of the kick and the snare. And then just side chaining that as well. Cool, then we've just got some random hits. So Vox hit, hit 1, and hit 2. All those in, sound like this. We've got this snap here. That just sort of comes in during the bridge section. And this section. We've got this big film score reverb, and I'm just automating the dry wet there as it comes into the last chorus. And then it just plays really quietly. So a big part of the sound is Superior Drummer. The only thing this is playing is a snare sound in the chorus, I think. Right, so yeah, that's just beefing up the snare drum in a big way. And then it's also doing these sort of fills here that we have. Hear that. It's also doing that ride groove there in the bridge. I wouldn't have been able to program that. So that just sounds very realistic how a drummer would actually hit that ride cymbal. Now, in Superior Drummer, I'll show you. If we go to Grooves, Forward Shuffle, select Containing Folder, Verse 1. I'm going to place this in the session. All right, let's have a listen to this. Hear how that is swung? All these grooves that come with Superior Drummer were played in by real drummers when the samples were recorded, and it was done by legendary drummers, you know, who've been played on countless sessions and that. So you know this really high quality. If you look at where the MIDI notes are, they're well off the grid. They're not quantized. The human feel. So what I was saying before is all the other sample drums that I've placed in the session are based off this MIDI template. So where the kick is in relation to the grid, so you might fall, here's the bar line, comes after. Here's the snare. So I've painstakingly gone through, copied my sample drums, made them exactly like this groove. So this hi-hat here, I've just copied that groove there and then placed it in the session here. So that just, yeah, makes all your drums a lot more lively, a lot more unrobotic, makes them actually sound like they've been played by a human. This is just a fill, I think. Just before the bridge section, we've just got this little sample here, and there's just some EQ on there that's automated to filter down, I think. Yeah, you can see that, just kind of band passes. And then yeah, so that's just a real crash from Superior Drum. Oh, this is just a bounce of the entire drum kit, but I just wanted it so I could filter it up. So that's on a separate channel in this break section. I'm using this insert device synchronous to filter up that sound. The only other sound is this crowd hype sound. So it's the sound of a crowd somewhere, a large crowd, maybe in a stadium or something. I think I did the same thing. I think I put some kind of very hard side chain on it, just so it fits in between the kick and the snare. It's just a bit of white noise. It's very subtle, and that's there in these last couple of chorus sections, just to add a bit more energy once they kick in. I've sent all these to the reverb there. Just show you what that sounds like. It's the Verb Suite Classics Gatey 80s drums. For some ambience. Drum bus. There's a fair bit going on here, so I'll turn everything off. I've got the master bus compressor. This is just gluing all my drum sounds together. Ratio 2:1. 10 millisecond attack, and then I've got the auto release on. And then that dry wet balance is 77. Then we've got a stereo imager. This is just the stock one. These are just stock plugins in Reason. What I'm doing here is I've got this crossover frequency, so anything under 210 hertz is being made really like slightly mono, and then everything over is made slightly stereo. So it's just making everything a bit wider and making the lows more mono. Subtle. The virtual mix rack. This is a Slate Digital plugin. This is giving a heap of high ends, just a little bit of fatness. So that's night and day difference with that one. Then we've got the fab filter. What's this doing? Adding a little more 60 hertz for the kick drum, and we're just taking out everything under 200 on the sides, just making sure there's nothing there on the sides. Oxford inflator, 39% on the effect, just makes your drums a bit louder, bit wider without actually increasing the volume somehow. Very subtle. Then we've got a limiter on here. Again, Reason stock plugin. Just taking off 1 to 2 dB. Mid attack, fast release. Got the look ahead on. That's just controlling the peaks there. And then this is just a plug-in to just see how loud everything is. So yeah, we're peaking around -8 with the drums. Alright, so that's the drums. Bass. This is the main bass, monotone. This is a stock plugin that comes with Reason Studios. So it's just the Reason channel EQ doing a 10 dB boost at 75 Hertz, which is pretty substantial. I cut there at 450, boosting some of the highs. So that's on the channel EQ, this insert plugin, and then here's the actual channel EQ, and I'm just rolling off everything. We've got a stereo imager, again making everything under 200 Hertz, just dead mono. Making sure there's nothing under 35 Hertz there. Now this bass sound has no sidechain compression, and I'll show you why. Every time the kick hits, this is where the kick occupies, and then here's the bass note starting after the main impact of the kick is hit. So the kick is there, the kick would be there, there's maybe a kick here. So I've gone through and put all the bass MIDI notes after the kick drum. So I've kind of manually sidechained the whole bass. I've got this top line bass. So what I'm doing is just putting this in the chorus. Adding some chorus, so when the chorus hits, just adds a bit more energy to the bass, makes it wide, just changes it up from being completely mono. You got this unreal organ sound. So that just with the main bass, and then I've just filtered out under 167 Hertz, just taking out all the lows there. This is it's a bounced sample. It's from the Jupiter 8. It's called Percussion Organ, I think. We've got some doubling, some widening, and then we've got this big film score reverb. So without any plugins, that sounds like this. Yeah, really cool classic sound there.
Under the street light, outside of your house.
There's just a few bass guitar slides. These sounds are the sound of a real bass. Just a good little transition. It helps humanize the song before we go into a chorus. Then just on the bass, the bass bus, yeah, just a little dip there at 115. Yeah, like I said earlier, there's no sidechain, there's no need to do that because all the notes are out of the way of the kick anyway, so it's not really competing with any of those frequencies. We've got a heap of what I call FX hits or atmospheric hits. I'll try and get through these quickly. There's just a few reverses. They're at the end of the bar. just pulls the bar back round. Japanese is the sample at the beginning of the song. Just wanted something very recognizable. When you first hear the song, you know exactly what it is. So I'm not sure where that's from, but yeah, it really helps identify the track when it starts playing. Some white noise, I believe. Got this little vocal stab. Let's go into the gated reverb. And that's just in the choruses. Got this vocal sample here that's just in the verse. This female hit sound. I've got another reverse sound. Two different sounds there. We've got more reverses. These ones are different again in the bridge. It's a big part of my sound is having reverses to bring you back the end of the bar. Just pulls you into the next bar. I love doing that. So I use quite a lot of them. Ambience. This is in that little bridge section. Sorry, the breakdown section. Paired with this sound of some bushes being rustled. This makes it sound like you're outside. And then there's my voice and another lady, and we've got a bit of dialogue here.
Hey, babe. Over here. Shh, keep your voice down.
Just a bit of, filtering on that just to take out all the low. And that's it. I'll show you really quickly with this ambience, this sound here with the cicadas. In Reason, if you open up the NNXT Advanced Sampler, sound effects, digital effects A and B. It's got all these fantastic different sound effects in that little library there. So it goes way out the keyboard. It's got heaps of different stuff. So it's worth checking out those two presets there if you've got this program. Moving on. That's the effects. There's just a filter on the bus. I'm just taking out lows under 100 and then filtering off above 18 kilohertz. So yeah, these just help add ambiance. All right. Keys. Got a few different things. Start with the piano. First comes in the verse. Radical piano plugin comes with Reason. It's just on American pop setting. Taking off some under 200. Taking off the lows. Bit of compression there. Got the width 0 and then just panned it out to the left. It's just there in the verse section along with the bass. Cool. Then we've got it's called stride piano. I was having a go at kind of doing some kind of stride playing in the chorus. It was clashing too much, so it's just now playing this little sneaky little riff there. And then, does it do anything else? Yeah, it just plays that lick in the chorus. Verse Liz. Got the lounge lizard. It's playing these notes here, and I've labeled the MIDI clip stripped because it's playing the same progression, but it's just playing the root, the 7th and the 3rd, I think. Just very bare bones harmony there. Yeah, so it's very, not bland, but it's just the basic harmony in that verse section. So then when you hit the chorus, you can add a few more color notes just to spice things up a bit. Yeah, this part, it's got a bit more, yeah, it's heaps more notes here. Very big chords. And then it's doing, of course, this. And it's the Lounge Lizard plugin. It's a Rhodes. Well, it's an emulation. I've just gone custom electric pianos, remix of keys. And yeah, it's got a lot of chorus. It's got some reverb. It's got a bit of delay. So there's a few effects on there. We've got another lizard here, another Lounge Lizard. I've just chopped this sample and reversed them. So again, with the piano. That's what I've done to get that sound. Chorus, lizard. What do we got? Pretty sure it's the same patch. Oh no, it's got a few more things on it. Yeah, it's remix of keys. It's got some channel EQ. Cranking up the high mids at 2K. Using gem dopamine to boost the highs as well. And then we're compressing. Just to give it a slightly different sound than the verse. And it's a lot wider too, because this is this verse lizard's panned to the right. And this is very stereo. This is another Rhodes sound from a different plugin. And that is a bounced audio sample. Just wanted to have a different sound, different Rhodes sound for the second chorus, just to change things up a bit. It's just playing all the same notes. I've just got that filtered there. But I'm pretty sure this is the... It is the Stage 73 plugin. Preset is called Good Wine, I believe. We've just got Instance of Thor here as well in this chorus, I believe. Yeah, it's just here in this second chorus, just playing the same notes as everything else, but it's got this preset called Flange Strings. Very quiet in the mix, but just adds a bit of atmosphere with the Rhodes sound.
No one's gonna tell me what to do.
The keys bus. We've got some side chain here from the kick and the snare. Got some EQ. Yeah, everything roughly under 100. Again, taking off some highs. And then I've got this Waves S1 imager. And I think we're just side chaining this to add width, yeah, in the choruses. So this will be off. And then when the chorus hits, it just makes everything a lot wider. Cool. No reverb sounds on any of that. There's probably, yeah, there's delay and reverb in some of the plugins. I've just used the settings that the preset came with. Right, guitars. Let's start at the beginning of the song. So I got those two sounds at the start of the song. So this is the Subtractor synth. It's on this preset called Way of the Tiger. I'm automating between the legato and the re-triggered sound between some of the notes. And then I've just got some doubling and some, I think this is delay, isn't it? Oh, it's this, tube ping pong. And then it's going to this imager. So yeah, that's just a bit of delay there. This guitar. That's all played in by me. So it's just without the insert effects, it sounds like this. So. Then using this Kuasa amp on their use Strat preset. And a bit of limiting. Got that mean sound. Just giving it a little bump here in the high mids and the top. And the other one's the same, so they're just exactly the same, so they sound like they're kind of together. They open the song, and then they also close the song with different patterns. I did play all this myself, but I've made sure all the notes were dead on grid, or they sounded as best they could. So there is a bit of tinkering with the samples to make them sound as best I could. That's okay in a studio setting, I believe. So anyway, back to the guitars. We've got this, what's this say, octave. Yeah, that just plays in some of the choruses. Panned hard right, probably the same amp, sim. Yep, use Strat, got the limiter on, same thing. There's this one called Chorus Guitar. We've got two different things on either side of the stereo image playing two different things, which makes it sound very wide. Verse guitar. So on the offbeat, it's just hitting the chord that we happen to be on. So if I put in the snare, you can hear it there. Very Motown-ish style thing to do. And that's just pan to the left. You'll notice not fully hard left, just to the left. So then when the chorus hits, you can go even wider. And a bit of reverb on that. This one's called the progression, and this is just at the ends. So some very jazzy guitar there just at the end of the song to play out the ending with those guitar solos. And I believe on the guitar, it's just kind of playing the upper extensions. So there's no root note in those chords. So once you hear it with the bass, it becomes the full chord. It sounds really nice. I wanted to have it in with one of the choruses, but there's just too much going on and it's too rich in harmony. So I've just got it at this last section. I think I played in the chords individually to capture them cleanly and then just chopped them and put them into place. 2-note diode, that is just... It's playing the progression, but it's only playing the third and the seventh. So here with the bass is playing the root note. And then it's playing, the third and the seventh. Which this is also doing. This Rhodes. Then that does that in this little break section as well, just the guitar here. Yeah, that just works really well there. We've just stripped everything right back. We've got the finger snaps, we've got the bare bones guitar, and then we've got the singer there singing in sort of barbershop quartet. Just works really well here. Guitar, bass. Yeah, again, just automating the stereo image. So when the choruses come on, just makes them wider. And just, a bit of filtering there with that EQ. Cool. All right. We're honing in on the final stretch. We're up to the vocals now. The first sound that you hear is just this vocoder in the intro. The singer of the song on the left there, and then I've got me doing the same thing. And then together. So yeah, that's at the opening, and then it comes back in at the end. Verse.
Back of the car park, when no one can see, I'll be Frenching with my baby on the backseat. I haven't been loving, been stuck at home, so I'll be breaking out tonight to get me some and I.
So we've got this main channel here that's playing the verse lead. We've got probably all type of effects on this. No, we've just got some de-essing. Okay, I know what I would have done with this is would have used the CLA vocals. I like this setting here called Start Me Up Dry. Crank the input, and that's usually how you get a pretty decent vocal sounds. And I would have done that on the verse lead, pretty much all the vocals actually, and then just bounced it. I think I also used this plugin here called Leveler, and this is kind of a vocal writing plugin, kind of like the Waves vocal writer, but this is one that's compatible with Reason. So yeah, all the waveforms of the vocals are kind of at a similar level, and that's after this plugin. So yeah, I've obviously just bounced it, and then when you use this plugin, it kind of pushes the vocal back slightly. I think that's why I bounced it, is to put it back in time, how I originally had it.
Back of the car park.
So yeah, then just this Iosis de-esser on the male singing preset.
When no one can see, I'll be French.
We've got some CLA verb here. That's just been automated. Yep, Vox verb. It's that presets. Taking off some lows there.
Back of the car park.
So at the end of each phrase, I'm just automating that up. Just throwing
Back of
it.
the car park. When no one can see, I'll be Frenching with my baby.
Just more of a little boost there. Last minute boost at 1K. Giving it a bit more dB. So yeah, these two work together. So every time there's kind of a phrase together, we've got this harmony wide channel.
Back of the car park. On the back seat, loving.
That is, just doing the harms. What can I say about this? It's a left and a right channel, and I've bounced them to be one. after I did the same thing with the vocal writer. So it would have the same CLA preset on, then the Sealig leveler to get the same level. Then I've just bounced it into one channel to make it more manageable. It's got this S1 imager on it to make it more wide in parts.
The car park when no one can see. I'll be Frenching with my baby.
You can hear there I've taken out all, I think I've gone through and taken out all the S's. Rather than have it de-essed, I've just chopped them out manually. So here when he says seatbelt, you can't hear the S. Oh, sorry, back seat.
I haven't been loving.
Verse harms are the same again in the second verse.
I know they're saying that we're not supposed to see each other. It might sound crazy, but that's what makes it fun.
We've got these ad-lib channels that play during the verse too, just left and right, and they're just giving a bit of flavour. You'll hear them.
Back of the car park when no one can see. I'll be Frenching with my baby on the backseat. I haven't been loving, been stuck at home. I'll be.
They're just really filtered and thrown into the back with reverb. Yeah, I guess they've also been bounced. Oh no, yeah, here's a filter there. This makes things more interesting. I've just painted the whole song with vocals. And to make it not so obvious, just have them filtered and quiet. Cool, so then we've got the chorus.
I'll be sneaking out at midnight.
Again, CLA on the vocals. Then had the Sealig leveler, get the consistent level. Now we're just using a de-esser to take off the syllabants. Again, throwing to the same reverb, but now we're adding ping pong delay. And yeah, this is another delay as well. So 2 types of delay here in the chorus.
I'll be sneaking out at midnight. I'll be moving in the moonlight. I'll be sneaking out at midnight.
So I've got this effect here, and this is Valhalla Supermassive with the S1 imager.
I'll be sneaking out at midnight. I'll be sneaking out at midnight.
So it just gives it a little bit more of a different effect than the verses, just to make it sound a bit different in the chorus, to let you know the chorus has arrived.
I'll be sneaking out at midnight. I'll be moving in the moonlight. I'll be sneaking at midnight.
Yeah, the harmony channel just working there again with the chorus.
In the moonlight, I'll be sneaking out at midnight.
And it's just playing kind of third above that chorus line just in the first chorus. And then as we go to the next chorus, the harmony becomes a bit more advanced.
I'll be sneaking out at midnight. I'll be moving in the moonlight. I'll be sneaking out at midnight.
So I've got this big harm bus. If we see what it's made up of, H1.
Sneaking out at midnight. Sneaking out at midnight. Sneaking out at midnight.
So it's all the notes of the chords in the progression. It's just following that.
Sneaking out at midnight.
All pans, slightly left and right, different directions. Big harm bus, we're just hitting it with the compressor.
Sneaking out at midnight.
Filtering out a lot of the lows, because when you do this with sort of 5 channels of vocals, you get a lot of low mids stacked on top of each other, and it makes it really muddy. So I'm just Taking out a heap of that. Side chaining that. And then using the S1 imager again to make it wide. And I think here I'm automating that. I think I wanted it to be different to this section. Yeah, so in the breakdown section, that's turned off. And then when it comes back in for the chorus, it goes wide again. Let's go into the CLA verb again, same reverb, and a bit of a boost there on the nearly 6K. I've just added these are my demo vocals that I sent to, that I wrote the song with, and I've just included them just to, at the last chorus, combine with these. Just to make it a bit bigger at the end, final impact. And I've also got all my harmony channels. Just to fatten up those harmonies, just in there subtly so you can't tell, but it is there. Again, all the S's and all the harsh words cut out, so.
I know it's not allowed. That I know it's not allowed. Sneaking out at midnight. I'll be sneaking out at midnight. I'll be moving in the moonlight. I'll be sneaking out at midnight.
Got this all vocal channel, just a minor little, it's not dip, it's just being done dynamically there. Gem dopamine, just giving it a bit of top end and de-essing, and then just some limiting there as well. I think I was trialing this at the time. I'm just sending all the vocals to this one channel here, and I'm sending all the instruments to this bus here. I guess just filtering this at some point on the all instruments channel.
So if you're down for it, just say and I will come. I'll be sneaking out at midnight.
Then it's going to the master bus compressor here. So everything is being compressed here. We just got, very slow attack, auto release,
So if you're
taking off 2 dB, 2 to 3. Then it goes to, the master out after it hits that compressor. Fab filter, taking off everything under 20 hertz. On the sides, taking everything under 160. On the sides, giving a bit of a boost at 7, just 1.5 dB, and then taking off everything over 18.5. Rolling that off so it's not too harsh. Got another fab filter here. Just using this mixed general purpose balancing preset just for a bit of multi-band dynamics. Eosis Air EQ. Just adding very broad EQ to the top end here using this plugin. It's nice. Very subtle. Got the virtual tape machine. Just a little bit of that on the master, just to kind of glue everything together again, give it a bit of character. This is turned off, so I don't know what I was trying to do there. Maybe add a bit of low. Whoa. And there we go. Computer's just crashed. Then we just had a bit of Oxford inflator, just a little bit. And then it's hitting the limiter. And that's pretty much it. So that was sneaking out.
I'll be sneaking out at midnight.